Battleship New Jersey is an hourglass battleship. It is the fastest, the longest, and the most decorated battleship in the 248-year history of the United States Navy. She served in the Pacific War in World War II, in Korea, in Vietnam, during the Cold War, and during the Lebanon Civil War. 21 years in the active fleet, with more than 45,000 sailors and Marines who served aboard her. When the Navy decided to put the USS New Jersey up as a donation, the Home Port Alliance was formed, and that's our parent nonprofit organization. The ship was donated from the Navy to our nonprofit. We own the ship. The only restriction is we are not allowed to touch the engines. And because of that, we did not move downriver under our own power. In order to move the ship, we are pulled by 4 tugboats and piloted by our captain, Commander Joe Benton, who's also a member of the Battleship's Board of Trustees. And as part of that, we executed 2 180-degree turns. The first, when we first left our pier in Camden and went bow first downriver, and the second, when we pulled around and backed into dry dock number 3 here at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. The battleship returning to dry dock number 3 is a historic homecoming for the Battleship New Jersey. The battleship was launched on December 7, 1942 from this exact spot, 1 year following the attacks on Pearl Harbor. She returned here slightly after World War II and came back here for a 3rd time in 1968-1969, where she was dry docked here following her deployment to Vietnam. We are returning here now for the 4th time to dry dock number 3, and this is where we were built. This is where we've come back to time and again, and we're very lucky and happy that this dock is still here, a living piece of history that we could return to with such easy access right up the Delaware River, and proud to be here at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. So we are standing on the caisson of dry dock number 3. This caisson is original to this dry dock from 1921, and it is the barrier between the Delaware River and the ship. It is connected to a tugboat, and it's lifted up and out, and that's how the dry dock gets floated. Right on the other side of this is the Delaware River, and there'll be about 6 million gallons of water in the dock. The main goal of putting the ship in dry dock now is hull maintenance. Typically, Navy guidance suggests that museum ships, decommissioned ships such as the New Jersey, be dry docked every 20 years. We're now going on about 34 years. So we're overdue, and the longer that we would have waited to do this, the more expensive it would have became. Yeah, so there are 3 major projects that we're undertaking while we're here at the dry dock. The first is applying a new system of coating. So working with our partners at Sherwin-Williams, we are applying 3 different coats of paint to the ship. The final coat being a red coat, which is the typical hull color of Navy vessels, and we are attempting to bring the ship back to some of the historic colors that were on the hull. The second project we're doing is replacing the ship's cathodic protection system. When the ship is in the water, she acts as a battery, and the anodes to that system are the less noble metals. So elements in the water, which would attack the ship's hull, would attack the anodes first, and that's really the ship's first line of defense against corrosion in the water. And the third thing we're doing is inspecting and, if necessary, welding and replacing 160 blanks over through-hole openings. So when the battleship was in the active fleet, there are about 160 or so openings underneath the ship on purpose that would bring fresh ocean cool water through the ship's engine and propulsion system that will cool the ship's engine systems. Now that we're not in the fleet and we're a museum, we don't use the engine system, we don't need them. So every single one of them is blanked over and welded over, and each one of those blanks needs to be inspected and making sure that it's airtight and that there's no water leaking into the tanks inside of the ship. Depending on what's going on every day, there can be anywhere from 20 to 100 people doing various different projects, not including the battleship staff that's here. Yeah, the Battleship New Jersey, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We receive no federal funding, no funding from the Navy. We are wholly dependent on the state of New Jersey, on philanthropic organizations, private fundraising and development to keep us afloat as a museum of the world. We're very lucky and very proud to be offering dry dock tours here. You're not coming on board the ship, you're going underneath the ship. A truly once-in-a-generation opportunity to walk underneath touch the hull and propellers of an Iowa-class battleship. Tours are happening on Saturdays and Sundays through Memorial Day, with the exception of May 5th, which is a big event here at the Navy Yard. You can buy those tickets at battleshipnewjersey.org. We've sold over 4,200 already, and we are getting very close to completely selling out. This will not happen again for another 30 years.